The book of Revelation, mysterious, terrifying, prophetic. But what if the meaning you've been taught is not the full truth? For centuries, churches preached fire, beasts, and final judgment. But many avoided the codes hidden in plain sight. Why? Because Revelation doesn't just talk about heaven, it speaks of systems of control, corrupt power, and spiritual rebellion. It's not just prophecy, it's a mirror, a warning, a coded message to the church, the state, and the world powers. John wrote it from exile, banished to the island of Patmos after being silenced by the Roman Empire. He wrote in symbols, visions, numbers, beasts. Why? Because truth like this would get you killed. Revelation wasn't just written for comfort, it was written as resistance. It spoke in code to expose systems of oppression, especially Rome, the empire that murdered believers. The beast wasn't just spiritual. Many believe it was a symbol for Caesar, for empire, for domination. The whore of Babylon? Not a distant city, but Rome itself, dressed in gold, drunk on the blood of saints. The mark of the beast, 6666, is tied to Nero Caesar in Hebrew numerology, the persecutor of the early church. But modern Christianity teaches it's all future, all literal, all apocalyptic doom. What if that's not what John intended? What if Revelation wasn't just about the end, but about every generation that bows to corrupt power? The seven-headed beast? A symbol of Rome's 7 hills, a metaphor for political deception wrapped in spiritual robes, the false prophet, a symbol of religious systems used to manipulate rather than liberate. But the modern church often avoids these interpretations. Why? Because they hit too close to home. Because the systems being described didn't disappear, they evolved. They put on suits, pulpits, and crowns. Revelation is not just a future vision. It's a cycle, a coded map for recognizing spiritual tyranny across ages. And yet, many pastors only preach the safe parts, ignoring the chapters that speak directly to corruption and power. The truth is, Revelation might not be about monsters in the sky, but about monsters in governments, religions, and hearts. It warns of leaders who look holy but speak lies, of nations that rise like lambs but act like beasts. It warns that deception won't come looking evil, it'll come looking righteous. So what if the end times are not someday? What if we've been living in Revelation since it was written? What if the church lost its prophetic edge because it became friends with the systems Revelation exposed? What if the Antichrist isn't one man, but a system that's been whispering through thrones for 2,000 years? The book closes with a lamb returning to defeat the beast, but many forgot the lamb is not passive. He comes with fire. Revelation wasn't written to scare us. It was written to wake us up. The church teaches Revelation like it's only about the future. But if it's only future, we don't have to confront what it exposes right now. That's the danger. A book meant to awaken the church has become a bedtime story of fear and confusion, but Revelation was a call to discern the times, resist corruption, and endure when truth is unpopular. Look again. The beast rises from the sea. In ancient times, sea represented chaos, nations, and foreign powers. Could this be a symbol of empires birthed out of chaos, promising order while planning domination? The dragon gives the beast its power. The dragon isn't just Satan, it's the source behind the system. And what if today's systems, governments, media, economics, are modern beasts subtly forming global control? Revelation speaks of a mark on the hand and forehead. Many look for microchips, but could it be ideological? The hand, what you do. The forehead, what you believe. The mark may not be physical, but philosophical loyalty. What you serve, what you believe, what you're willing to bow to, even if it looks good on the outside. And here's the warning: the false prophet does signs and wonders to make the people trust the beast. What if that false prophet is a religious system dressed in light, preaching comfort, avoiding truth? Many churches stopped calling out evil. They started blessing systems that Revelation warned us about. Could that be why this book is so misunderstood? Because preaching its real meaning would offend power? The early church faced Rome. We face culture, money, celebrity, control. The systems changed, the beast didn't. And while people debate timelines and rapture charts, Revelation is warning us about compromise. It says Babylon will fall, a system built on seduction, luxury, deception, and blood. Not just a place, a spirit. Today, that spirit is alive, in entertainment, religion, economy, and even in our own hearts. It's not about fear, it's about clarity. Revelation doesn't say hide. It says overcome. To overcome deception, we need more than tradition. We need discernment, wisdom, vision, because the book begins with these words. Blessed is the one who reads and understands. So why don't we understand? Maybe because it's easier to preach peace than to prepare people for spiritual warfare. Maybe the church avoids Revelation's raw truth because it exposes our alliances with comfort and culture. But John didn't write this for cowards. He wrote it for the faithful, the bold, the ones who won't bow to Babylon. This book is not just a prophecy, it's a mirror, a warning, a wake-up call, not to run from the world, but to rise above it. Revelation says the Lamb returns, not as a sacrifice, but as a warrior king. And the question remains, will we be ready, or will we still be asleep in systems he came to tear down? Because the greatest deception is not in the world, it's when the church forgets who she is.